For more on this, let's bring in Clayton Davis. He's the senior awards editor at Variety and co-host of Variety's The Take, and he joins us from Los Angeles. Welcome to the Rundown, Clayton. Thank you for taking the time tonight. So what do you think of the Academy's decision?
This actually surpassed what many of us were predicting. You know, we saw something coming in the realm of 5 years. However, once he resigned from the Academy membership a week ago, there was little to no other recourse the Academy could have taken against him. They couldn't impose any financial sanctions or censures. He was no longer a member. So as a way to make sure that they would send a message regarding his actions and that they were taking it seriously, a 10-year ban is where they landed. And some feel that it's a little excessive. Others feel that it's not enough.
So let's talk a little bit more about that. How significant is this? So is this right that Smith can't attend the Oscars, but he could still receive awards, right? He may not be able to kind of attend either virtually or in person, but he could still win an award in the future, right?
Yes, absolutely. You know, being a member of the Academy doesn't allow you to win Oscars. Troy Kotsur and Ariana DeBose won Oscars this year. They're not members of the Academy yet. They obviously will probably be invited next year. So being a member is one thing. He can't access screeners, go to Q&A events, but he still has a lot of projects on his mantle. The next big project coming from him is a film called Emancipation that's going to be directed by Antoine Fuqua, who directed Denzel Washington to his Oscar win 20 years ago for Training Day, the same year that Will Smith received his first nomination for Ali. And that's coming from Apple. Are they actually going to release it this year? So Smith can still be a contender during this next decade. It would be interesting to see if his wife becomes an Oscar nominee over the next decade, because he wouldn't be able to attend as her plus one.
What kind of impact do you think this is going to have on Will Smith's career?
I don't think it's going to have much of an impact. I think where we've been seeing the behavior of Hollywood is a lot of lip service. You know, a lot of people decry this quote unquote cancel culture mentality, but just under a week ago, we saw Louis C.K. win a Grammy Award for a comedy album about the very thing that he quote unquote got canceled for. You know, I think he'll take a pause, he'll step away. I think he needs to do more in terms of showing remorse. He's going to have to speak publicly about what happened before any of us can make a firm decision on where he'll go from here.
You mean it's not just enough to sort of tweet out some reaction or responses to this and that?
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, tweets and Instagrams and statements are not going to be enough. Be interesting to see if he goes on a program like Oprah Winfrey, has a sit down with her about what happened. But he needs to speak to them. There's still a lot of questions that are there and that are not answered. What happened? What set him off? Is there prior beef between the two people? You know, I think there's a lot that still needs to come out, and he's going to have to speak to that at some point and fairly soon.
What's the reaction been in Hollywood to this news?
So Hollywood has been doing what I call like the distancing game. You know, he has projects on the horizon. They're not being canceled. They're being paused. They're going to let this play out, see what the public perception of Will Smith is, and then see when is an appropriate time to welcome him back. The big thing is no one wants to be first on the scene with the Will Smith project. You know, Bel Air is something that he executive produces, a TV show that streams on Peacock. We're going into Emmy season. He's a producer on Cobra Kai that was nominated for comedy series last year. Got his first Emmy nomination there. So there's going to be some questions circling the next couple of months, and then after that, you know, I would expect something like Emancipation to move. I don't know how Apple releases it this year, especially if it's going to be a large contender like people are assuming it's going to be.
Clayton, it was good of you to take the time tonight. Thank you. That's Clayton Davis, the senior awards editor at Variety and co-host of Variety's The Take, joining us live from Los Angeles.
Thanks for having me.